Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, December the 26th, and it is the day after Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, it's still December the 26th. Okay, let me get caught up with you here so I can see who all is here. I will be shocked if there are very many of you all here today since it is the day after Christmas. Let me try to catch up to you here. I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is our live chat. Let us see. Hello, Trish. Merry Christmas. Hello, Stacy. Hello, hello. Oh, Trish says Happy New Year. So she is already getting ahead of herself. Hello, Lynn. I want everybody to see this absolutely adorable Christmas gift that Casey made for me. Hello, Jan. Let's see. Hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. It is good to see you. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is December the 26th. And again, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, today is still December the 26th. Don't know if you realize that or not. But hello, Carol Lou, and hello, Kathy. It's good to see you all. Hello, Hattie. Good evening. This is the adorable gift that Casey made for me for this Christmas. It is a gnome. Oh my gosh. We're not going to spend the whole chat talking about it, but how stinking cute. Casey made this. She crocheted that with her own two little hands while she was watching two children. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hello, John from Home Base. So happy that some of you all are here. This is amazing. And hello, Sandra. Oh, I already said that. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. So excited that you all are here. Today is December the 26th. It is another Sunday. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And hello, Kathy. It's good to see you. I do miss seeing your kitty cats on Sundays. You're going to have to send some pictures because I miss seeing them. And Patsy has just snuck in. Hello, Linda. Merry Christmas from Illinois. It's good to see you all. Hello, Lisa. I know. Casey made this. Can you believe it? I know. So stinking cute. She was like, I don't know. Do you think my mom's going to like it? I don't know. Do you think she liked it? I love it. And hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Hello, Pat from Illinois. Hello, Elaine. There's so many of you all here for it to be the day after Christmas. So first of all, did you all have a good Christmas or whatever you celebrate? Did you all have a good one? We did. We had a fantastic one. We did not get to see my sister or my brother or their families because they're a little bit under the weather. Actually, they're a lot of bit under the weather. But it was good nonetheless. Hello, Sylvia from Oklahoma. So Sylvia found us this week. For some reason, last week, I don't know what, Sylvia, too much eggnog? I don't know. I'm just kidding. But for some reason, she was having trouble finding us last week. So I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Marlene. Let's see. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. And if you are brand new, please let us know. First of all, amazing that you would start this the week in between Christmas and New Year's. And we would love to wish you, a happy welcome and wish you hi and hello because we love to say hello to people. If you cannot stick with us tonight, or if you're doing other things, if you're still doing holiday things, which we still have so many, thank you, Deborah. We still have so many events coming up this week. So if you're busy and you can't stick with us, you can always watch this later here on Facebook, or you can watch us on YouTube. It's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. And oh, Joni is new. So everybody, welcome Joni. It's Joni. Hello, Joni. We're so happy that you're here. Are you just new to our chats, or are you new to Weight Watchers also? And hello, Terry. It is good to see you. But again, y'all can go back and watch later if you've got other festivities to do. I completely understand. John and I took a quick walk around Casey's neighborhood last night and looked at the Christmas lights. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Orlando Debbie. And I saw Myrna pop in here just a second ago, I think. Yep, there she is. Hello, Myrna. Good to see you. And hello, Sandra. Or I'm sorry, Sandra's welcoming Joni. And Trish, is here because of COVID. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's a lot to read, Trish. I'm going to have to go back and see that later. Go back and read all that later. But anyway, we took a quick trip around Casey's neighborhood last night to look at the lights. So instead of driving around and looking at the lights, John walked me around because he knew that would be a popular decision. And hello, Roberta. I saw you sneak in. But yeah, so hey, hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. So I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Today is December the 26th, and Roberta is from Imperial, Missouri. I forgot to mention that. And Deanna's here. Hello, Deanna. Good to see you. Oh, and Joni's thinking about joining. So if for no other reason, I think that you should join just because, you can be with amazing people like us, even if you don't join. And it is Patsy's birthday. So everybody wish Patsy a happy birthday today. So happy birthday, Patsy. Why are you doing a crying face? Happy birthday. And I would sing to you, but the voice is still a little bit crummy. Okay. So as usual, we have lots to talk about tonight, including the fact that it is the day after Christmas. So did everybody survive? So raise your hand if you survived Christmas. I'm assuming you all did because you all are here. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, Debbie's checking on Trish. So yeah, so we will check on Trish here in just a little bit. And hello, Betty Ann. It is good to see you. But again, this is chat number 254. Normally, we would be spending this in Orlando. Most of the time, we are headed to Disney right now. And I'm telling you, Facebook has flooded me, absolutely has flooded me with memories of Christmases past. We never go on Christmas Day, but we usually go just after, at some point just after Christmas. Or we're getting back right before Christmas. Yeah, in Orlando, Debbie, I know we missed you too. So John and I have been inundated with memories on our Facebook pages. So look, oh good, look, Deanna, Terry, it looks like lots of you all survived Christmas. Deborah did. But yeah, so we are trying to hang in there even though we are not headed to Disney. So a little bit bitter about that. And hello, Marlene is in Florida right now. Yeah, super jealous. But anyway, so even though we are not headed to Disney, we are trying to hang in there this week. So you did it. You did it. You survived Christmas. You survived Thanksgiving. Now Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate in December, or if you celebrate multiple holidays and birthdays and things in December, you have survived them. We're here. We are on the home stretch. We are here at the end. And now you just have to make it past New Year's, and then it's all a downhill slide from there. So seriously, hello, Vicki from St. Louis. So seriously, oh no, and Sylvia says, I hate that now if we feel a cold, we feel a need for a COVID test. I know, Alyssa and I, anyway, we've been sharing this junk, for the last couple of months, and we could probably, I just can't even talk about COVID tests right now. But anyway, okay, so seriously, after this long stretch of holidays, it's downhill from here. So if you are brand new with Weight Watchers, if you're thinking about joining Weight Watchers, if you are coming back again, the new program is fantastic. Now's the time to join. Now is the time to get this started. And hello, Connie. So we're going to talk more about that in the upcoming weeks. But for tonight, a little bit of news. You made it. You've made it this far. You've just got a few more days left. Hello, Sherry from Southwestern Florida. You have just a few days left until the new year, okay? So I don't know if y'all remember or not, but last year we were like, oh my gosh, I want 2020 to be over so bad because it's just been a terrible year. I can't wait until 2021. And then 2021 came in and smacked a whole bunch of us in the face, okay? And Nancy's rejoining. Awesome. Hello, Nancy from Manchester. But yeah, so 2021, we all thought 2020 was bad, and 2021 literally smacked some of us in the face. So got some news for the rest of December, because this is the last chat that we will have in December. Our next chat will be January. We will already be in January. We will be in 2022 for our next chat. So for Middle and East Tennessee Weight Watchers franchises, so if you are in if you are in the Middle Tennessee or East Tennessee Weight Watchers franchises, all of the meetings will be held as normal this week, except for New Year's Day. Oh no, and Sylvia says more of the same for 2022. Boy, I hope not. But if you are in Middle or East Tennessee, those are franchise locations. Hello, hi Kathy. I cannot speak for other locations around the country and around the world, but just for you gals, that will be business as usual, except for New Year's Day. So please go ahead and check that. And hello, Catherine Catherine is from Lowell, North Carolina. And remember, if you're new, let us know, because we would love to welcome you. We'd love to welcome new people. Yes, and hello, Vicki, and Tag has snuck in. Then some more news. Knoxville girls, you have some exciting news. The Friday workshop with Linda Mitchell is back starting January the 7th. So if you are here in Knoxville, the Friday workshop that you all had with Linda Mitchell, that is starting back again on January the 7th. And you can join Linda's workshop. That's at the Cedar Springs location. So that's for those of you in Knoxville. The Cedar Springs location is in Cedar Bluff. It's at the bottom of Cedar Bluff Hill. And let's see, that it's going to be at the WW Center there at Cedar Springs. So the main center, and that'll be on Fridays at 9:30 a.m. and that starts on January the 7th. So that is week after next. That is not this coming week, but the week after that you can go to those meetings. So congratulations, Friday morning girls. You all get your workshop back. Okay, and then the last bit of news for December is kind of frustrating, but kind of exciting too. So I just have to ask you a question. Did you know that 42 million people are expected to experience food insecurity this year? So when we're thinking about, eating too much and overindulging and things like that, there are 42 million people that are going to suffer from food insecurity this year. And what's even more shocking is that 24% of the fresh food in the United States is going to waste, with a whopping $408 billion spent on food that will never be eaten. That's shocking to me. So when I'm sitting here thinking about, I have all these things to eat and I have all this food to eat. And I'm sorry, I think Sandy just snuck in. Hello, Sandy. It's good to see you. Okay. So 24% of the fresh food in the United States is going to waste, and a $408 billion that is spent on food, on fresh food, it's getting thrown away. So, and hopefully we're not going to start coughing tonight. I don't know who he is because it's just me. Dusty's not coughing. But Weight Watchers is joining change.org. So they have a petition that you can sign on change.org. Oh no, here we go. So sorry about this. I have a cough drop ready. And I promise, not COVID. Listen, I've been tested a million times. Okay. So, Weight Watchers is joining change.org to ask Congress to amend something called the Emerson Act. I had never even heard of it. That was a 1996 Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act. And that piece of legislation, oh, thank you, Sandra. That piece of, you can see I'm all about the gnomes this year. All about the gnomes. That piece of legislation encourages companies to donate their surplus food and grocery products, but it's kind of fuzzy. So the rules on how that works is kind of fuzzy. It's supposed to allow companies to donate their excess food without having all of the strict rules. I mean, you don't want to donate bad food, but you want them to be able to donate their surplus food that might be, getting ready to be out of its expiration date. Let's face it, a lot of things you can still eat past the expiration date. But the bill is kind of fuzzy and it leaves a lot of food producers confused, so they're still throwing away their food. If you go to the chat when Jessica has this published on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or if you go on your Weight Watchers app, you can find this. So you can go sign the petition if you agree that senseless food waste should be a thing of the past. So I do. I already know that we waste too much food. I don't need corporations wasting it for me. Okay. That was the last bit of news for December. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is one of our live chats. It's chat number 254, and we are talking about slowing down speedy eating. And I see that you are commenting on this food waste thing. I seriously want to I'm going to go back and read all of these. I might not get them read tonight, but I'm going to go back and read all of these because that really irritates me. That's a lot of food. 24%? That's a lot. I mean, I'm not great at math, but that's like a fourth of our food. Yeah, so schools, hospitals, things. Okay, so anyway, go find that petition. Jessica will have this posted. She'll have this chat posted tomorrow, and I have included a link in there that you can go straight to that petition and sign it, or you can find it on your Weight Watchers app. Okay, so this month, in December, we're talking about finding balance, and December is almost over. It's almost done. So the entire month we were talking about finding ways to balance things, and what better time of the year to try and find a balance. We've started a new plan. So we have the new personal points program. It's the holidays. It's the end of the year. Trying to wrap things up. So yeah, so we've been talking about balancing things, all month. So last week in chat number 253, we were talking about getting together and staying on track. So last week we talked about, still being able to get together, still being able to stay on track. And we discovered that there are lots of reasons to get together that don't necessarily have anything to do with food. There are lots of reasons to get together without worrying about food. And we also talked about the fact that civilians, so naturally thin people who just have never really had to think about their weight either up or down. And we did talk about people who have to worry about their weight, about keeping weight on last week. But naturally thin people who just have never had to worry about their weight, Wynn likes to call them civilians. We agree that they don't plan every discussion, every get together, everything. It just doesn't all revolve around food. So last week we were talking about doing some things that did not revolve around food. And if your get together did revolve around food, 3 things that I wanted you to keep in mind. One of them was knowing before you go. So try to find some way to either track the food, look up the points, kind of get a menu, some way to know, how are you going to be able to decide what you are going to have before you get there. If you were planning on meeting somebody for like coffee or tea or something like that, maybe try to find a place that doesn't have fantastically delicious snacks or the experience is just being with the person, you know, not necessarily eating or adding a lot of, you know, sugary things, you know, to your drink. And then the last thing was enjoying the company. Enjoy the company that you're with. There is a coffee place here in town that has an area of their coffee shop is technically outside. It's technically outside, but they've enclosed it, you know, right now in the cooler weather, although it was like 70 today. But anyway, I have on sandals. So I know I look like cool weather up top, but on the bottom I am wholly jeans and sandals because it was so warm today. But they have hammocks. Not really hammocks, they're like those one-seater hammocks. They have those hanging outside. So while you're trying to enjoy your delicious drink, you are also trying to balance yourself in this one-person hammock, and it is fantastic. It's a great place to enjoy the company. Okay, so that's what we talked about last week, and your homework for last week was hashtag keep it together. And I totally just forgot to ask who went to a workshop last week. So here in the middle, I'm going to skip and say I was so engrossed in talking about the food waste that I completely forgot to ask who went to a workshop. So give me a thumbs up if you attended a workshop last week, which I did. So I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. Thumbs ups for attending workshops. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh, Linda's Weight Watchers location is moving, so she had her bottom in a gray chair. What? Did that even count? I'm just kidding, and Marianne's was back in a green chair. So she's competing for the green chair thing. But thumbs ups for attending an in-person workshop this last week. And thumbs ups if you went to a virtual workshop, like if you did a Zoom workshop or one of the coaching sessions on your WW app. And hearts if you were here with us live last week, or if you watched later on demand. So I was here with us live last week, so I'm going to give myself a heart. So bravo to everyone who attended an in-person workshop the week before Christmas. I'm anxious to see who's going to do it this week. And to everyone who attended with us. So awesome job, ladies. You all are the bomb. So I was in the middle. I kind of skipped ahead and was talking about your homework for last week. So your homework for last week was hashtag keep it together. And you were to think of a together, you know, a getting together opportunity coming up that was going to be coming up soon, and let us know how you were going to keep it, how you were going to get together while still keeping it together. So y'all were not great at your homework this week. Fantastic job. Lots of Bravo stickers for attending workshops, lots of Bravo stickers for attending with us, but y'all stunk at your homework this week. And I forgive you because it was a holiday week. You were very, very busy. But here were a couple that snuck in. Lynn had Christmas dinner. She had Christmas with her sister and her brother-in-law. And it wasn't going to be anything exciting. They were just going to have a sandwich and a dessert. But she was so glad that she already knew what they were going to have, and she was going to be able to enjoy their time together during the holiday season without worrying about it. So she was going to keep it together while they were getting together. Julie accidentally did her homework this week. I'm not sure she meant to, but Julie is back with us after a little stint away. And so Julie started the week of holiday eating with her son, and he wanted to have all of his California food. So I'll have to find out about that later. But she's going to be posting every single day. And I think she's on day 7 or 8 now in our If You Have an Egg closed group, so that she can keep herself accountable for the week, and she's drinking lots of water. So sometimes keeping it together is just saying out loud what I'm going to do. So sometimes saying out loud, this is what I'm going to do, helps to keep you accountable. So, yep, exactly, Deanna. So just sometimes saying it out loud, you know, keeps you accountable for things. So good job, Julie, on accidentally doing your homework and for doing so great this first week back. And then, I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name, but Zaob. She didn't exactly do her homework, but this was too hilarious not to share, because she kept our spirits up while we were together virtually, by posting a picture that said, and I'm going to read it. I want to read it exactly so I get it right. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but 10 extra pounds on hips, thighs, and rear. So that was hilarious. That was homework worthy. And yes, Sandra, I got these for myself for Christmas. Yes, I got these earrings, and thank you for coming right on my earrings. These and this lovely comfy sweater. I bought these for myself for Christmas. Yeah. Okay, so bravo to everybody that did your homework. Bravo for everyone who thought about doing your homework but got busy and didn't get it turned in. So bravo stickers all the way around. And you guys are just the bomb for even being here this week, okay? This week, though, we were talking about slowing down speedy eating. So I need to know, which one are you? Are you Miss Manners? Are you a Miss Manners diner and you sit politely with your napkin folded in your lap and you never get an elbow near the table? Are you that eater? Or are you the friend or family member who's machine gun eating so fast that everybody else is guarding your own plate while you lock and reload? So which one are you? Are you Miss Manners? Or are you machine gun eater? So which one are you? And I have to admit, I'm the slow eater. So it's not that I'm Miss Manners necessarily, but I am the slow eater. So you're either the slow eater or you're the fast eater. I don't think there's anybody that's quite in between. But the machine gun eater, you know, is the person that's eating so fast that everybody else is like, whoa, 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 slow down. Or, you know, I better hurry up and eat. Oh, Lynn is Miss Manners, Deanna's both. Oops, Sylvia's Miss Manners. You know, because, Carol Lou is a speed eater and done before everybody gets started. And Sandra is a slow eater. I'm a slow eater. Teg is a machine gun eater. So sometimes people who are speed eaters eat so fast that other people are like, start to kind of catch up to that, like, hey, I don't, you know, they're going to eat all the food and I'm not going to get any. Okay. But we're going to talk about how to slow that down a little bit. So again, I'm not going to lie. I am the slow eater, and I'm the slow eater to the point that sometimes quicker eaters get frustrated with me. They get frustrated with how slow I eat. So often so that a lot of times I'll just wait until everybody else is done, which creates a whole different problem, you know, but we're talking about the speed eaters today. We're going to psychoanalyze my eating behaviors another day. Okay. So how many times though have you quick eaters looked down? So how many times have you quick eaters? Yeah, Debbie, we're going to talk about that. So how many times have you quick eaters been eating, and you look down and you realize my plate's empty. I've eaten everything on my plate. So, but you miss the meal. Like you don't even realize what you ate because you've eaten it so fast that it's gone. So raise your hand if you're that speedy eater. So if you're that speedy that sometimes you look down and you think, where'd that go? You don't even realize you eat it. So raise your hand if you're that person. Okay. I also have in my family, I've got some counter grazers. So I have some people that they're so busy. They're just so busy. They can't sit down and eat. So they go by the counter and they're eating as they're going. They're eating as they're walking around, you know, because their lives are so busy. They've got to eat on the move because they can't sit still long enough to eat anything. That's not very enjoyable either, is it? So we're going to talk about a few ways to slow down these speedy eaters. Okay, the first one is, I'm going to call it righty-lefty. So I'm going to call the first way to slow down righty-lefty. That is, there's three things in righty-lefty. The first one is use your non-dominant hand to eat, at least for the first few minutes. So I'm right-handed, but for the first few minutes, just switch to whatever your non-dominant hand is. So if you're left-handed, use your right hand. Right-handed, use your left hand. And eat that way at least for the first few minutes because it's going to slow you down a little bit because that's not the hand that you're used to eating with. The next thing is sit next to a person who eats with the opposite hand so that you have to take turns raising your elbow to put another bite in. If you have any opposite hand people in your family, you already know what I'm talking about. You get to the dinner table and you're like, I'm right-handed, he's left-handed, I've got to sit over here, or we're going to be bumping each other the whole time. Sit next to that person so that you all have to take turns raising your elbow to get that next bite to your mouth. Or try this, pass the dishes. So like if you sit down, oh gosh, Debbie says that won't work for me. I eat with both hands. Okay, I'll pick something else. But pass the dishes. If you sit, if at any of these holiday or just regular family celebrations, if you pass the dishes, pass them in the opposite direction from normal, and then pay attention to your new meal buddy. So I don't know about you all, but when we used to sit down and pass the plates around, pass the dishes around, we always passed it to the same person every time. We always passed to the right. But if you turn around and pass to the other side, if you pass to the other person, you've got a new meal buddy because it's somebody that you've never passed food to. So try that. That might slow you down a little bit. The next thing I called stop and smell the pot roast. Try these three things to slow yourself down a little bit. One is to set your fork down in between bites, or even maybe take a sip of water in between bites. So finish chewing, swallow it, maybe go ahead and take a sip of water, before you pick your fork up. That'll slow you down just a little bit. You could match the pace of the slowest person at the table, unless it's me, because if you tried to match my pace at the table, we would never get done. So maybe not the slowest person, but try to match the pace of someone eating much slower than you. Just pay attention, to how quickly or not quickly they're eating, and then you eat at that same pace. Or take a few minutes to notice your surroundings before you even start eating. I mean, how many times have you sat down, eaten, gotten up, left, and you didn't even see anything, didn't hear anything, didn't see anything? So sit down, and before you ever put that first bite in your mouth, just listen. What do you hear? Is there music in the restaurant? Do you hear kids laughing in the next room? What's going on? Can you smell something? Maybe you smell something delicious in the next room, or a pretty candle burning or something like that. And what do you see? Did this person decorate just, for this event? And you're just wolfing through your food and you don't see any of it. So that's another good way to slow down. This one though, bottoms down and cartons up. And when I say up, I mean up and away. So your bottom, put it in a chair, do it, okay? No walking around the counter eating, no walking around the counter grazing. Sit your bottom in a chair, okay? You can do it. Also, eat off real plates. So with real utensils, and it doesn't have to be fine china, but sit down with a real plate and a real fork or a bowl and a real spoon. Do not walk around the kitchen licking a yogurt cup, okay? You don't need to do it. So the carton can go away. Sit your bottom down and put the cartons up. And then at least one meal this holiday season, try to include different colors on your plate, because a pretty plate never killed anybody, or made them miss the after dinner, couch nap marathon, that's coming when you had too many carbs. You've got time for both of them. So try that too. Okay, so this week's homework is nothing to do with the chat that we just talked about. It's Holiday Survivor Club. So HOLIDAY-SURVIVORCLUB. Hashtag Holiday Survivor Club. So I'm so proud of you all for being here. I'm so proud of you all for being aware this week, even if you didn't track anything, even if you didn't plan a meal. I'm so proud of you all for being here, for being aware, and for being you this holiday week, that you get a homework badge for just being here and for being part of our club, okay? So all you have to do to earn your badge this week, you can do it here in the chat. You can do it later over on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com in the comments. You can do it on YouTube in the comments. You can do it on Connect. But all you have to do is shout, "I'm here. I'm surviving Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to make it to New Year's." Or something like that. Something to that effect. That's all you have to do. And add the hashtag Holiday Survivor Club. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that. And you can be part of our club. And I will give you a badge just for that, because I'm seriously so proud of you all for just being here this week. And thank you, Sherry, for posting that. Okay. New people. We switch halfway through to the fun topic. So if you've not been here with us, before, this is an hour-long chat. The first 30 minutes is all classroom. We talk about things that happened the week before in Weight Watchers. And then the second half, we go ahead and do something fun. I'm going to show you how to make some things. We will not be making them tonight. Yay! And Myra survived, so she gets her badge as soon as Casey's done with it. Woohoo! Whoop, and Vicky's going to get one. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put on the apron. Even though we're not technically making anything, but this is how you know. So new people, if you want to go back and watch just the second half of this to see the fun part, the non-classroom part, you always look for the apron. And this is also where we take an opportunity to get something to drink. So everybody, go ahead and stop right now and take a quick break. And obviously I need some water. Everybody, stop and take a quick break. Get you something to drink. I'm going to be talking fast. Like I don't always talk fast. But go ahead and grab yourself something to drink, and we'll get ready for the second half of tonight's chat. And again, this was chat number 254, and we were talking about slowing down speedy eating. Part of that is taking a break and taking a sip. So everybody get you a good drink of water while we get ready to start with the second half of tonight's chat. And I'm so happy you all are doing your homework. See how easy this week's homework is? Like, so easy. Could not have made it any easier for you. Okay? So y'all are welcome. And I love it. When we were first learning how to do sign language, we knew that this was thank you. We knew that going like this was thank you. And Casey was pretty sure, because she was little, Casey was pretty sure that you're welcome was the opposite, was putting it back in your mouth. Just kidding. It is, well, not kidding. She thought that, but it is not that. It is you're welcome. So in case you didn't know that, here's a little bit of sign language for tonight. This is thank you, and this is you're welcome. So y'all are welcome for how stinking easy your homework was this week, but I want to thank you all for being here with me. So we are getting ready for the second half of tonight's chat after another sip of water. And again, I just want y'all to know, to notice the gnome thing going on here. So Casey nailed it this year with the gnome thing. A couple of people did ask me about Christmas presents. This is my Christmas present from Casey. This was a Christmas present from my friend Melanie. And look what I got myself for Christmas today. The sweater Dusty is enjoying now. So the sweater came from a girl that set up in the cutest camper in our parking lot here at Casey Kitchen Center for the last market. Oh my gosh, so cute. Excuse me, I got the earrings from her. I got the sweater that Dusty is enjoying now from her. But I also bought myself a set of sharp knives. So, I don't know, not every week, but some weeks I complain about how dull my knives are, and no one seems to be sending me, no knife manufacturers seem to be sending me knives to try out. So I went ahead and bought my own. Okay, this is the second half of chat number 254. And we are going to be talking about a 3-day holiday detox, okay? The first week of 2021, I went back and looked at it, and the first week of 2021, we chatted about how angry I was about 2020, that 2020 had taken away so much from our family, and apparently I was really angry about it. But like many of you, I dusted off, I picked myself up, and I carried on. And because of that, I am two healthy grandchildren and 13 pounds lighter for it. So instead of just letting 2020 crush and cripple me, you know, we got 2 healthy grandchildren. One of them will be 4 at the end of the week. Alyssa will be 4 on Friday, and Casey will be 28 on Friday. So 2 healthy grandchildren, and I'm 13 pounds down. So that's the good news. We started last year off with detox ideas. And these detox ideas were not only to cleanse our bodies, they were to clear our minds. And we got a lot of great ideas from you all. I know, Debbie says, I am here and you are not. I know, don't rub it in. Do not rub it in, Debbie. But a couple of you all last year in chat number 207. So that's crazy to think that it was chat number 207 last year when we did this detox. Here were a couple of your suggestions. So Mindy enjoys the WW Garden Veggie Soup, the cabbage soup, as well as other high fiber, high water content foods and probiotics. And she suggests starting your day with warm lemon water before your breakfast in the mornings. Loretta said that she likes to make a big jug of green tea and enjoys it with a squirt of lemon. So I'm starting to feel a theme going on here. Lanny loves lemon in her water and heats it up every morning to start her day. Then Kathy was working on cutting out processed foods and starting her days with meditation to detox her brain before the day even started. And then Karen was exploring the positive results of a daily dose of kefir. Okay, so that was last year. So this year I decided not to wait until after the holidays. So chat number 207 was after the holidays. This year I decided not to wait until after the holidays. I'm taking my dignity back this week, this holiday week. We just finished Christmas and still have 2 birthdays, an anniversary, and New Year's week. Okay, so I'm taking it back this week, and I'm using every bit of my knowledge that I gained from my mom, from Nana, my amazing support group, which is you all, from WW, and honestly from the internet. Okay, so I'm using every bit of knowledge that I've gained from all of that, and I hope that you will join me for a 72-hour hardest but most rewarding detox before the new year. So I will be doing my detox Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday is Alyssa's birthday, and it is also New Year's Eve. Thursday is Casey's birthday. Friday is Alyssa's birthday. Friday is New Year's Eve. Saturday is New Year's Day. So I have planned my 3-day detox for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday so that I can get it in those 3 days before the other parties start. Okay, so this 3-day holiday detox, I'm going to tell you all how to do this. I'm going to give you some pro tips, and then I'm going to tell you what to eat. So do not bail out on me, okay? Because at the very end, I'm going to tell you what to eat. So I'll talk about the pro tips quickly because you all will have questions about the what to eat. Okay, 3-day detox pro tip number 1. First of all, it's 3 days, okay? It's just for 3 days. It's for 72 hours. So, okay. So, tip number 1, follow each of these 3 steps every day. And then comment below if you're watching this on YouTube, if you are reading this later on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or at the end of this chat, you know, if you want to go ahead and comment on it, you know, I want you to comment with how you did. So the first thing is 3-day detox. Tip number 1. So 3-day holiday detox. Pro tip number 1. Avoid the following things for that 72 hours. So whatever that 72 hours is that you've set aside for this, avoid the following. Avoid added salt or sodium. So please try not to add it to anything. Avoid processed sugar. Some of you are going to pass out. Avoid diet drinks if you can. Diet drinks, they have some chemicals in them that if you're going to detox, you need to get them out of your system. And also they tend to make some people kind of binge eat. And since we're going to be getting rid of processed sugars and added sugars, I'm serious, the diet drinks sometimes kind of make you crave those. So get rid of those just for 72 hours. Anything out of a box, a can, or a drive-through, okay? I'm getting ready to show you something out of a can, but I'll explain why here in just a second. It's not processed. So anything that's processed that comes in a box, anything processed in a can, or anything from a drive-through, do not touch those for just that 72 hours, whatever that 3-day window is. Alcohol, sorry, those of you who are celebrating greatly this week, but try to get the alcohol out of your system. We're going to try and get this out of your system for 3 days before New Year's, okay? So we're going to try and get this detox in before the ball drops so that you can have alcohol again on Saturday. And try to avoid the family member or friend who will question what you're doing. So you just need to get rid of that person, okay? Also, I did want to point out, that you need to get rid of those things, okay? Including the friend or family member who's going to stop. Just don't tell them. Just don't tell them that you're doing this. Just avoid them for 3 days, okay? So 3-day detox pro tip number 2, start each day with warm lemon water. You heard, or you know, how many people? 3 people, I think, in the last, or when I mentioned last year when we were talking about detoxes, mentioned warm lemon water. And I know all of my dental hygienist friends just gasped. They all went, oh, Kelly, you can't tell people to drink warm lemon water every day. They will ruin their teeth, okay? So then use a straw. So use a straw and start each day with warm lemon water. Is that better? Does that make y'all happy now? Does that make y'all feel better? I can't explain why it works, but it does. And according to veryhealthylife.com, there are 30 reasons to add this warm drink to your daily routine. Like a couple of them were aiding in digestion, combating constipation. When I've done this in the past, I found it very filling. It was weird. Like it wasn't filling like I felt full, but it was, I don't know, it just was filling. I don't know how else to describe it. And when I do this, we're going to talk about how much here in a few minutes, Carol Lou. But I don't know why, but after I do it for a few days, my skin always looks fantastically better. Okay. But my dental hygienist friends, if it's going to freak you out for me to say that, then I will say drink warm lemon water through a straw every day for that 3 days. Okay. And Melissa, I have no idea about limes. Don't know. I've only heard of this with lemons. So if anybody knows if limes are the same, I've only heard of people doing this with lemons. So sorry. Okay. 3-day detox pro tip number 3. Vicky, soothing. That's it. That also include some form of relaxation for 10 minutes every day. Okay. So it's just for 3 days. You can do this. So, and by relaxation, I don't mean hide in the bathroom from your coworkers and check Facebook for the cutest cat videos. Okay. For the latest cute cat videos. That's not what I mean by relaxation. You still might want to do that too, but that's not what I mean by relaxation. Okay. I mean, real relaxation. I mean, for 10 minutes. Okay. It's 10 minutes, 3 days in a row. So it's just for 3 days, and you never know, you might like it and you might start wanting to do it every day. So you can either go to your Weight Watchers app and you can find a new 5-minute breathe. So I don't know if you've seen those or not, but it's, we were doing Mind Space, and now on that WW app, it's Breathe, BREETHE, and it's all in capital letters. I'd love to know what that's about. So if somebody knows, let me know. But it's Breathe Coaching. So you can check out one of those, or you can go check out an article. I've seen so many articles about EFT tapping, and it's EFT tapping is it's an emotional freedom technique, EFT tapping, and it's thought to be an alternative for physical pain and emotional distress. We're going to stop for a second, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So you can find all kinds of articles on EFT tapping, and there is an app that you can download, and there are lots of things that you can do, but it's tapping in certain places. And I got to tell you, I don't even know if I'm doing it right or not, but I have to tell you, tapping in certain places, it's very relaxing. So you could do that for 10 minutes. So maybe find that, online and find a way to do that. So that's called EFT tapping. It's emotional freedom technique. And apparently it works. And I'm getting served ads for that all the time. So I'm going to be checking that one out. So that's some form of relaxation for 10 minutes every day. You can do some meditation. You can do something like that. But again, it is not checking cute cat videos on Facebook. Okay, that's not relaxation. That's not what this is about. Okay, 3-day detox pro tip number 4. Some of you are going to go, I can't do that. It never works, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you go into this thinking that it's not going to work, then it's probably not going to work, okay? Try your hardest, whatever you have to do. If you have to kick your spouse out of the room, if you've got to go stay in a hotel, whatever you have to do, for 3 days, try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, okay? For 3 days. If you've got to shut everybody off, if you've got to turn your phone off, if you've got to put your phone in sleep mode, I don't know what you got to do. We have so many chats about sleep and about rest and the effect of both of those on us and on our weight loss, journey. It only makes sense that in this 3 days of detoxing that we try to add some sleep, 6 to 8 hours for 3 days. That's all I'm asking you to do. So again, if you got to go to a hotel, got to kick your spouse out, whatever, quieten the kids down, give the kids some NyQuil. I'm kidding. Do not give your children NyQuil. Okay. Don't do it. But I found 6 different chats without even trying real hard. I found 6 different chats where we talk about sleep, so without even trying hard. So it must be important. So go back and watch one or more for the details on sleep. But for these 3 days, try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep all 3 of those nights, okay? 3-day detox pro tip number 5, eat a superfood or herbs at each meal. So we've talked about this. We haven't talked about this specifically as a detox plan, I don't think, but we've talked, in other chats about superfoods. We've talked about, herbs and things like that. We've talked about eating, whole foods, and I don't know. I hate to call them whole foods. They are whole foods, but we're not doing Whole30. We're not doing, some other whatever. We're just talking about eating some actual good for you food. So pro tip number 5 is to eat a superfood or some form of herbs at each meal. Okay. So superfoods and herbs are the best way to detox your body from the inside out. I mean, literally the best way. Superfoods include berries, any kind of berries, blueberries especially, but berries, kale. Oh, hold on a second. Carol Lou said, these will work with my New Year's resolution of you do you in 22. Carol, we need to do that. You should totally do, Carol, you should post that in the If You Have an Egg closed group. And if y'all want to join the If You Have an Egg closed group, somebody, probably Carol Lou, will post the link to that. And you do have to answer the 3 questions or I can't let you in. I have gotten really good at deleting requests if you don't answer the questions. Or if you answer them, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes, whatever, because that doesn't tell me that you're a human. Okay. But anyway, Carol, I think you should do that as a challenge for the group because I think everybody would love that. But again, superfoods include things like berries, kale, turmeric, spinach, grapefruit, asparagus, and apples. There's a long list of superfoods, but those are some of my favorites. And I mean, they're just amazing for you. They're just awesome for you. Great herbs include, thank you, Carol Lou. I knew you would post that. Great herbs include basil, parsley, cilantro, my personal favorite. And we have a friend now that is doing growing microgreens, and he does microgreen cilantro. If you're here in Knoxville or in Seymour, trust me, you need some cilantro microgreens in your life. If you are not in Knoxville and don't have access to those, you need to figure out how to get some, okay? But anyway, so basil, parsley, cilantro, garlic, ginger and turmeric. Did you notice that turmeric made the list twice? So it's a superfood and it's a great herb. So I think that might, tell you something. Okay, so try to eat a superfood or an herb at each of your meals. And then 3-day detox pro tip number 6, get plenty of fiber and drink lots of water. Okay, so we're going to quickly chat about something. And Debbie says that berries are also great anti-inflammatory food. That's awesome. And turmeric is too. Okay, so tip number 6, get plenty of fiber and drink lots of water. And Vicki, yes, ginger. So ginger, I don't buy ginger root and try to grate it. I'm not good at that. So I cheat and I get ginger that is already crushed or whatever from Spice World, and I use it like that. Okay, but tip number 6. This is an unpopular topic most of the time, but you're going to need to poop, okay? So that's everybody who knows me knows that that's my first question. So if your tummy doesn't feel good, I ask when the last time is that you pooped. If you are feeling under the weather, when's the last time you pooped? If something hurts, when's the last time you pooped? I mean, that's like the first thing that I always ask everybody, other than, do you have a rice bag? So do you have a rice bag is usually question number 2, but when was the last time you pooped was question number 1. So I know some of you don't like talking about it, but these holiday toxins have to go somewhere, okay? So they've got to go somewhere, because what we're going to be doing is shaking basically everything off of your insides. So it's going to be like, it's not really scraping, but what we're going to be doing is like scraping, cleaning, whatever you want to call it, your insides to get rid of these toxins. Because y'all have all eaten sugar. I know you have. I know you've eaten sugar this week. I know that y'all have eaten things that you don't normally eat this week. And it's clinging to your insides. And that's as graphic as I'm going to get. Oh my gosh, okay, hold on a second. So Vicki asked what a rice bag is. So obviously Casey is not here. I think they were driving home from Christmas number like 5 tonight. We have a friend who made us all rice bags, literally probably 25 years ago. And it's just it was like a dish towel, and she folded it over, filled it with rice, sewed it up, and you heat it in the microwave. You cannot wash it. You can't get it wet. Mine is almost 25 years old. It's at least 20 years old anyway. I've successfully never gotten it wet, which means it's also never been washed. But if you have any ache or pain, anything going on, if you heat that rice bag in the microwave for 2 minutes and put it wherever, it has amazing healing properties. Amazing. Okay, so that's a rice bag. But you know what poop is, right? You already know what poop is. Okay, so anyway, we're going to be, during this detox, we're going to be trying to get everything that you don't normally eat, or maybe you do normally eat it, but we're going to try and get rid of it, out of your system. So you're going to have to kind of shake it off of your insides. So getting lots of fiber is one thing. So we're going to be talking about getting lots of fiber here in just a second, but you have got to drink lots of water with this too, okay? If you consume more fiber than you are used to, yep, Sylvia, just white rice. That's the only time it's okay to eat white or have white rice. I'm just kidding. If you consume as much fiber as I'm getting ready to suggest that you consume, and you don't follow it up with lots of water, it's just going to, it's going to expand and bulk up and just sit there, okay? So trust me on this one. You want to add all this fiber, but you want to follow it up with lots of water, okay? Okay, so those are the pro tips. Now, I'm going to talk about a 3-day detox meal plan. So we already talked about sleeping more. We already talked about meditating or some form of relaxation that does not involve Facebook videos. We already talked about, yes, Vicki, it will be a bad brick in your stomach if you don't follow it up with the water. Exactly. We already talked about lemon water. We talked about, some of these things. So now we're going to talk about the 3-day detox meal plan. There's no actual science behind any of this. What I'm getting ready to tell you, I want to know how this works for you. It works great for me, but I want to know how this works for you. So seriously, before you scoff at this, before you go, you know, I've done all that. That doesn't work, or you can't sustain that or whatever. Okay, you all have all done some form of this in the past, but you usually try to do it for a longer period of time. I mean, even John and one of his friends at work have tried to do some form of this, but you've either tried to do it for a longer period of time, you've had lackluster results, or, you know, there was some other reason that you did this, but you can do this for 3 days. I promise. You can do anything for 3 days. Anything. You'll be good to go. Okay. So, I mean, I can take a lot of things for 3 days, even if I couldn't take them, you know, for longer periods of time. So, this is what we're going to do. First, we're not going to cough through the rest of the chat. Okay, so this is your 3-day detox meal plan. Excuse me while I lick the cough drop off my fingers. Good. You're going to do this every day for 3 days. So if you do this with me, you'll be doing it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. If you wait until after January the 1st, if you're watching this in 2027 and you want to try it then, do it. Go ahead and do it. So here's what you're going to do. Okay, start your day. You're going to start your day with warm lemon water. You're going to drink it through a straw. If you need to prevent sensitive teeth, or if you have a dental hygienist in your life, or if you want to keep me out of trouble. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start your day every day with warm lemon water. Me personally, I would do about an 8 to, and I did not bring one out here, but I would do about an 8 to 10 ounce mug of warm water and put a couple of slices of fresh lemon in there. Lemon juice is okay. I find it works better if you use a real, like an actual still a lemon, and just slice it. Of course, wash it first, please, pretty please. And yes, Deanne, this will be written somewhere, so this will get posted in writing, and you do not need to take notes. So that's a great question, actually. And it was Deanna that asked. So that's a great question. You do not need to take any notes. This will be printed tomorrow. So Jessica will post this on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It says here, If You Have an Egg. She will print that tomorrow, or she'll post that tomorrow, and then y'all can print it out. And I'll ask her to post that in such a way that you can just print out the meal plan on one page. So Jessica, if you're listening, please do that. Jessica, you're probably not listening because I know you're also having Christmas, so I will remind you to do that. Anyway, I gotta hurry because we have 7 minutes. Okay, so start every day with warm lemon water. Wash the lemon first. Okay, meal number 1 is gonna be a half of a grapefruit, which is a superfood. Use some kind of non-artificial sweetener, okay? So please do not use, don't use anything funky, okay? Because we're trying to detox. And I understand that everybody's going, oh my gosh, my points are getting ready to go out the window. This is for 3 days, okay? This is not for the rest of your life. So use some kind of non-funky sweetener, like monk fruit would be great. So a grapefruit is a superfood. Cut it in half and eat half of a grapefruit with some kind of non-funky sweetener, plus a half of a cup of prepared oats. Again, try not to use instant oatmeal that comes in a bag. You can make, look, there's directions on the back. You can make oats. You could make overnight oats. You could do something, but a half a cup of oats, because there's your fiber, and put berries on top of it. I'm going to highly recommend that you put berries on top of your oatmeal, whether you eat it cold or if you do it warm. And then drink 10 ounces of plain water. And if you can't have grapefruit, so Roberta says she can't have grapefruit, so I'm assuming that's some medication that you take that you can't have grapefruit. Skip the grapefruit then. If you can do the lemons, that'd be great. If you can have oranges, go ahead and do an orange instead of the grapefruit, and then drink 10 ounces of plain water. Okay, so just plain water. Then an hour later, so an hour after this, drink another 10 ounces of plain water. So when I say plain, I don't mean more lemons. The lemons are just for the first one. Okay, so meal 1 was a half of a grapefruit, half a cup of some kind of prepared oats, and Carol Lou, for 3 days, you can eat oatmeal for 3, you can eat some kind of oats for 3 days. Okay, you can do it. You can do it for 3 days. And I'll highly recommend putting berries on top because that is another superfood. And this is going to give you your fiber, okay? Then an hour later, drink 10 ounces. So you're going to have 10 ounces of plain water with that. Then an hour later, drink 10 more ounces of plain water. Then meal 2, oh man, we got to talk fast. Meal 2 is this cabbage soup recipe that Mindy was talking about, last year. So I'm going to show you quickly, and tomorrow I will actually show you how to make this tomorrow. So the easiest way to make this is just to get a, well, Debbie, you can have coffee, just try not to do creamer or funky sweeteners. It's for 3 days. It's only for 3 days. Okay, so for this soup, I'm going to do 2 bags of shredded cabbage. So this is a 10-ounce bag and a 9-ounce bag. You can shred your own cabbage. You don't have to buy them already prepackaged, but you're going to put these, I'm going to put this in a slow cooker. And again, tomorrow I'm going to show you how to do that. Alyssa and I may make that together to show you all how. You need, for this recipe, you need some diced celery. And again, you don't have to be taking notes because this is going to be posted tomorrow. Celery, onions, and carrots that are already chopped. Obviously, I went to Trader Joe's today so that I could get some cheater things and have them already chopped. You're going to use low sodium vegetable broth. If you can find low sodium, that would be fantastic. And I'm using vegetable broth instead of chicken broth or something like that because, again, we're trying to get these superfoods in and trying not to get some funky things in. This was the only thing I said that was okay to come out of a can. For that soup, I'm also going to put in, now this is 1 pound and 12 ounces because I want more tomatoes because tomatoes are fantastic for you. Into that soup, I'm going to put that in there. And then I am also chopping up some mushrooms, some baby bell mushrooms, putting them in there with that soup. I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric to that soup because that's a superfood. And I'll be using a non-salt, I don't know why I feel the need to shake it. I'll be using a salt-free spice. So I'm going to use the Dax Italian Blast because it's salt-free. Use whatever your favorite salt-free blend is. And again, tomorrow I'm going to show you how to make that soup. And then I'm going to eat that for 3 days. So that is going to be meal number 3. That's meal number 2 is 2 cups of the cabbage soup recipe that is coming tomorrow. It's full of superfoods. Plus, drink 10 ounces of plain water. Then, an hour after that, drink 10 more ounces of plain water. Then, meal number 3, and I promise I'm hurrying. Meal number 3 is going to be roasted veggies. And if you feel like you have to have some extra kind of protein, even though I did not say that you can't have meat, I'm going to encourage you for those 3 days not to add meat unless you just have to. So anyway, try not to eat any meat. If you have to have some extra protein, go ahead and get some tofu. And again, I'll show you tomorrow how to do this. But this is going to be meal number 3 is going to be a cup of roasted veggies, and I'll show you how to make those tomorrow. So the roasted veggies I'm going to use are Brussels sprouts, asparagus, asparagus was on that superfood list, more mushrooms, some tomatoes, and then you're going to eat that. You're going to eat those roasted veggies, and I'll show you tomorrow how to make those with 1/2 cup of either lentils or quinoa. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow. So that's more fiber. You want that in there to kind of bulk it up a little bit and for some more fiber. And another 10 ounces of plain water. Then an hour after that, you're going to drink another 10 ounces of plain water. So meal 1 is the grapefruit, oatmeal, thing going on. Then an hour later, water. Then meal 2 is the cabbage soup recipe that's coming tomorrow. Then an hour later, drink 10 more ounces of water. And again, this is all going to be typed out tomorrow for you. Meal 3 is 1 cup of the roasted veggies and 1/2 cup of the lentils or quinoa. Then an hour later, 10 more ounces of plain water. And at the end of that, for each of those 3 days, you're going to check off your 60 ounces of water in your app and add back 1 point. You're going to check off 2 cups of non-starchy vegetables in your app and add back 2 points. By the end of the 3 days, you should be pooped out. Literally should be pooped out, okay? You should have added back a total of 9 points to your daily. So that's 3 points per day, and they do not roll over. But if you don't use all of your points, then those will roll over. Just saying. So you should have 9 points added back by the end of the 3 days, and you should feel great, okay? Seriously, you should feel great. And I do want you to comment with how this worked for you. I want you to comment, how it went. even comment on your poop. I'm happy to hear about your poop. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is when I'll be doing this. I'll be showing you how to make the soup and the roasted veggies tomorrow so that I have those prepared for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you've got any questions after I get this typed, just let me know. Whew. And I am just about talked out, and I know you all are probably listened out. So you all have a great rest of your week. Let me know how it's going. If you were watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and let that next video roll over, and we'll talk about, so the one that's going to show next is from our holiday eating plan last week. Go ahead and let that roll over, and please go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be talking fast and furious all year long, all of 2022. So go ahead and subscribe and check that little bell so that you will be notified when the next video comes up. But thank you all again for another great week. I hope you had a great holiday. And I seriously, seriously hope that a bunch of you all join me on this 3-day detox on, for me, it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. Y'all let me know how it goes. And I'll talk to you next time. Let's see. Oh, and Nancy wants to know if someone can please post the link again to the group. So Nancy, if you don't see it here in the chat, after this is ended, all of this is going to be posted here on Facebook. So you will be able to go back and find that link. And remember to answer the 3 questions. So you all have a great evening and a great week. And I'll see you tomorrow at some point. And I'll let you know how the detox is going for me. And I hope some of you will join me. Good night. Have a great week. See you next time.